All right, guys, Red Alert 2 World Series Pro Division action coming at you. Today, we got a couple killers in here, Zed and Zane, and they're going to be playing Blitz. Now, Blitz is a game mode that I actually personally created, and the idea is simple. It's smaller, it's faster, and it's meant to give you spectators an extra dose of that chaotic entertainment that I know you're looking for. This game fully delivers on that, as you guys are about to see, with super weapons and Kurovs and aircraft carriers, non-stop action. You guys are going to love it. Let's go. In Blitz, of course, that's not necessarily the case. You can build your oils, you can spread them out, and you can turtle very tightly. So we have to create other incentives on the map. That's generally the idea of the super weapons, things like that, to reward the aggressor. So on this map, that's definitely could be a potential issue, but I think between these three lanes, it's pretty hard to gum up all three of them. You can usually kind of try to find a gap in the armor, especially these bridges on the bottom as well. But we've certainly seen players, you know, spam sentries, put desolators, and lock off one of these zones. But I think the combination of the zones makes it a little bit more playable. And then the tech pushes mid to late game. The central naval is just huge. Dreadnoughts or aircraft carriers get so much value. Ed. Ed's in the house, the wild card himself. Look, Ed, you can see the tank shells better now. 20 years. Ed's been waiting 20 years patiently. He's just like, the only reason I'm here is I want to be able to see the tank shells. We did this just for Ed. Now the tanks shoot little torpedoes. Little torpedoes. Look at that. Oh, hey, where are these Rhinos shooting? I can't tell. Oh, now I can tell. Wow. Snark OP, boys. Snark OP. Nice little hit and run there. So you see Zed doesn't want to go right at these Rhinos. He's trying to catch these Rhinos while the Rhinos are shooting the oil. That was the idea there. This is a very, very tricky position. Zed kind of just has to give up whatever Zane wants and just cannot give up his standing Grizzlies, or Zane will roll through here. Nice Prism Tower. Exactly. Now you can see when the tank shells are missing. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, sometimes on bumps and stuff, the tank shells literally miss. So there's actually quite a bit to it. But yeah, I think that's one of those things, again, like, I think this is one of those games where you're like, oh, this is fun. I haven't seen this game in 20 years. It's as fun as I remember. And then all of a sudden you're like, hey, this game is just Rhinos running at each other. But the more you start appreciating the different levels of it, I think the more fun it is as a spectator. When I first got into it, it took me almost a year to appreciate the nuances of the game. I started thinking it was kind of simple, and really, you know, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. You know, the fact of what you do with your Rhinos, where you tell them to shoot, when you tell them to shoot, that's the true art. So little things like that, being able to follow the shells, I think it'll make it a little bit easier for newer players. Okay, oh, nice Deso hit through the snipers. Of course, Blitz is always flex factions, so there is only two factions, Allied and Soviet, but in Blitz, there's no Grand Cannons at all. So now, Zed, this is scary, right? The Prism Tower counter generally is fodder, conscripts and dogs. You use those, you throw them into the Prism Towers, you smash in behind. Snipers and Prism Towers, devastating. Absolutely devastating defense here. So Zane goes Battle Lab. You're going to see a forward Kurov. Oh, he does. Oh, very nice. He takes down one of those Eagles. It does take 3 Eagle shots to get a Battle Lab. So the Battle Lab stays up. So now Zed, now these Prism Towers aren't just a shield. These things can go sword mode quick. He can build a barracks, base walk, and now walking in snipers and GIs. Very, very nice here. Oh, and this is deadly. Dude, Zed coming into form here. This is something we saw Kian and Latop experiment with a little bit. Very tough to do. Luke Z, also a player who does it. The GIs with the snipers, right? Oh, and the Kurov count. What? No. Oh, he saves it. No way. Oh, he loses it. That was sick. The Kurov gets pulled out for GI defense. Everyone's like, oh, the GIs are OP, GIs are OP. Duh, counter with a Kurov, dummies. Take notes from the Executioner. Obvious counter. Now, anyway, what I was saying is, the Zed, now this is scary. Mid-late game versus Allied and Blitz is always tough, especially now the turtle shell's fully pulled up. Now, Zed can also consider base walking here. Zane does have an Iron Curtain out, but the aircraft carrier's out. I was going to say, I think Zane needs to go bottom side. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Like, I think you bring in it, gum these up with desolators, put some walls up maybe so they can handle the Desos behind walls so the snipers can't shoot their heads off, and then repair this bridge and go bottom side. I don't think you can really push through here. Well, with an Iron Curtain, you can do whatever you want, obviously. As I say that, here comes the Iron Curtain. So he's locking up the naval yard, which is nice, so that aircraft carrier hasn't gotten any offensive value. He's got flat cannons as well. Zane looking to play a long game here, man. He's going to go flat cannons and counter this counter these aircraft carriers however he can. Dolphin battle, Zed gonna pull ahead, and Zane comes through the sneaky back route, the sneaky back alley. He snipes the MCV, and now the Iron Curtain on the top side, Kirov on the top lane, Rhino's down the middle here, and the MCV. That was a three-way split from the Executioner. Kirov doesn't get much done. The middle lane, does okay, but of course the MCV snipe, absolutely devastating. And as I say that, the aircraft carrier goes down as well. Now, Zed does have a billion dolphins. Zane goes nuke. Zane goes over to nuke. And Zane says, everyone's like, oh, how do you deal with snipers? How do you deal with snipers? Zane says, I have an idea. I'll build a billion desolators. Zed now down an MCV, but he's got everything he needs here to continue into a mid game. Well, only one AFC, which is unfortunate. You need 5 Eagles. You do need 5 Eagles to take out an oil, take out anything valuable, to be perfectly honest. So the Eagle situation's unfortunate. Zed's real offensive ace in the hole here, of course, is his lock on the naval. No naval yard. And now the Grizz, oh my gosh, now Zed comes bottom side. Zane, he gives you a taste of your own medicine. All the players using the backdoor alley. When I made the alley, I thought to myself, I'm not sure if anyone's really gonna use this. In fact, alley snipes all day long. You love to see it, boys. Both MCVs down now. Zed's still going hunting. Not going to be able to get that IC, I can't imagine. Does save the IC, but, oh, nuclear reactor goes down. So now, oh, and Zane not able to get his Iron Curtain off. Zane's low power now. So the radar not spinning. Zane is low power. Without an Iron Curtain to punch through here, snipers versus desos, and it's a tale as old as time. He's going to go full deso bomb. If he takes out, if the desolators can deploy, so you got a tank, you got to bring the, yeah, if the desolators can deploy, not a single desolator gets down. Just too many snipers, and that's what it was. You saw that play, you're like, how could that ever work? If a single desolator deployed there, Zane, well, Zane could have won that game, probably would have won that game if a single desolator deployed, but Zed had a billion snipers. Of course, that's the counter. Wow, these guys put on a good show here. On a mission to get more people watching, playing, and streaming this beautiful game. If you want to help me out, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff is free for you and it helps me immensely. And of course, if you want to join the fun, we're always looking for new players. RedAlert2.com has all that information. Tell your friends, tell your family. RA to the moon, boys.